Creation is difficult. In a creative environment, there are events of all sorts that can slow us down. The term writer's block, I think, can be applied to all art. When I introduced the Windows menu, I briefly showed you how you can save your own workspace. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a workspace that will be fast and efficient. By doing this, you'll be free to concentrate fully on your creativity. The basic theory behind creating a workspace that's efficient is to get rid of everything you're not going to use. Now, this isn't really practical when you're considering doing several different types of projects, but the good thing about Photoshop is that we can save several different workspaces, one for each type, as we already see with the default workspace settings. In order to show you how to do this, I'm going to jump into Essentials here, because that's going to give us the basics. Now, let's say I want to set up my own painting workspace. Let's say there's not a digital painting workspace already, and I just want to set up one from scratch. So I'll start out with Essentials. Conspicuously missing from this, from a painting standpoint, is brushes. So come up to Window, Brush, Brush Presets. Now we take this panel, and we can move it wherever we want. So I like to keep all of my panels over on the right-hand side and out of the way. Drop that right there. I also like to keep these two little mini panels out of the way. I don't really use Mini Bridge often when I'm painting. History, always use history, but I'm going to drop this down by the layers panel. Channels. Paths I'm going to get rid of, because when I'm painting I don't necessarily use paths. I don't use a whole lot of vector when I'm painting. It's a lot of freeform stuff. Channels I'm going to keep open just because I use it once in a while. I like to look at my images a couple of different ways. Simply because when you look at your image in different ways, different flaws become more apparent. And if I keep channels open, I can see the shadows differently, and I'm going to change all that. I'm going to remove adjustments. Probably remove masks. We'll just close that entire group. Color, swatches, styles I don't need. Next thing I'm going to do is jump into the Edit menu and click on Menus. Now you can really go crazy with this. If you spend some time, you can literally jump into every single menu here and shut off the items that aren't going to be of any help. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I use a lot of these options. One quick way to see what you'll use and what you won't use is just jump up here to the actual menus and look through them. Are you going to use Share My Screen? Probably not. Create New Review? Probably not. Device Central? Well, probably not right now because I'm painting again. I'm not scanning in any images or using my camera. So let's just jump into File here. Shut off the ones we don't want. Share My Screen? No. Create New Review? No. No. Close all. Close and go to Bridge? No. Okay, so make whatever changes you're going to make in the Applications menu. Hit OK. One other thing you can do in the Menus section, let's say there are 4 or 5 items in a menu and you're going to leave them all there, but let's say you want to know where Copy Merged is so you can get to it quickly. Just come over here and where it says Color None, click the color, and you can change the color. And that's how it's going to appear in your menu now. So if we hit OK, if we come up here to the Edit menu and we want to hit Copy Merged real quick, it's highlighted so that we can choose it without looking around the menu and searching for it. The next thing you can do is come back up to Edit and click on Keyboard Shortcuts. Now here, you could shortcut your panel menus. I'm going to change some of the tools around. I'm not going to go through every tool, but essentially, I'm not going to use the Color Sampler tool. Anyway, the point of this is that you can go through and you can change all of your keyboard shortcuts here, and what you want to try and focus on is getting rid of anything you're not going to use, anything that's going to be in your way. The keyboard shortcuts is a little bit different because, for instance, I use a 17-button mouse, and a lot of my shortcuts I have mapped to mouse buttons on my right hand, so I try to make all of my keyboard shortcuts left-handed shortcuts. So if I can't reach it easily with my left hand, either I'll map it to the mouse or I'll switch it and bring it over to the left side of the keyboard. Oh, here's a good example. Go to Select, and if we look here, Inverse. Inverse by default is Shift-Command-I, or Shift-Control-I if you're on PC, or Shift F7. Now, Both of those are a little complex for my left hand to get, so I'm going to change that to something that I don't use, which is Control W or Command W. Control Command W is close. I don't use that. When I'm done with a project, I'll save it, and then since I'm in the file menu right after I save, I just close it right from the file menu. So I'm going to drop down here, back to Inverse, and I'm just going to hit Command W. And it tells you it's already in use and will be removed from file close if accepted. That's fine. I'm going to hit OK. And then pull down the window menu. And here we can create a new workspace. Now the new workspace, I'm going to name Gene's Painter Space. And there you have it. We have a brand new workspace. If you then want to edit that workspace, let's say we really don't need the clone source panel, we'll just close that, back up to window, and a little complex, new workspace. Make sure that if you change your keyboard shortcuts and your menus, that you check off each of these boxes here so that they'll be saved as well. And then just select yes. So those are the basics of how you set up your own workspace, and I'm going to go into detail in the shortcuts, menus, and panels sections if you'd like to take a look at those. But that's all for now. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe below, and send any questions that you might have to requests@mahalo.com. Thanks for watching.